Hello everyone and welcome back. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for the outpouring of support I've received on my Connie Jash analysis video. It really was a labor of love and I'm so happy I was able to give back to the fan base that I'm a part of and that I love so much. And thank you to Connie specifically for linking my video on Twitter. I appreciate your willingness to shout out smaller creators and I really appreciated your feedback on my video. Alright, so I've gotten a couple of comments wanting me to talk about one of my favorite songs ever, which is Variations on a Cloud by Joe Hawley and Rob Cantor. This song had a chokehold on me my senior year in high school that was so strong that I was able to write my first college lyrical analysis paper on it my freshman year at university. In this video, I will not only be talking about the song, but some of the mystery shrouding its writer as well. I'm Wet Blanket, and on this channel I discuss topics that I feel haven't gotten enough attention in the commentary community. So, let's start a conversation. Variations on a Cloud by Joe Hawley is a song that is interesting in both story and concept. This song was created to be a tribute piece to the terrorist attacks that struck our nation on September 11th, 2001, but was deemed so offensive in nature that it needed to be removed entirely from Hawley's Hawaii Part 2 album. The offensive part, however, wasn't only the song, but also the accompanying music video. Joe Hawley creates funny, innovative, and downright gorgeous music of varying styles. However, this song proves that sometimes visions aren't effectively conveyed and understood, and that any great musician can make grave miscalculations. This song is personal to me because of its jarring nature and the fact that not many people know about it or its rabbit hole-esque story and message. My analysis of this piece is going to be based largely off of this comment I read on the Tolly Hall subreddit. It reads, "I totally don't believe it's a 9/11 truther point of view, nor do I think Joe Hawley would buy into something like that. I see it as representing the numbing feeling of the nation felt after the events. To a lot of people, it didn't feel real. Most tributes to 9/11 do their best to get away from this, as they should. People affected by 9/11 shouldn't have to relive the events. But I think Joe Hawley wanted something that portrayed the events as felt by himself and his peers. I see Variations on a Cloud as a take meant to be as upsetting as the events themselves. It's the only 9/11 video where I've ever truly felt as if I'm seeing the events on a TV screen. It shows me the absurdity of the event, which most people at that moment couldn't wrap their heads around. If you think about Rob Cantor and Joe Hawley, they were both teenagers at the time 9/11 happened. That's why there's a childish, painful insensitivity in the video, as if showing how difficult it was to witness the events from the point of view of a young person." Variations on a Cloud starts off with the lyrics saying, "Both of us see a cloud or whatever we may believe. Being it may be proud or whatever we want to see, okay, jump." I believe this line is meant to represent two people witnessing the September attacks from inside the towers. They both see the same plume of smoke or cloud and perceive it as two different things. As one sees it as a divine sign from above, as represented in the lyrics, "Cirrus in light Yuval, show us everything every day," one sees it as just a grim and hopeless plume of smoke, show us nothing in any way. Hawley's line, "Okay, jump," is meant to signify the people who took their lives on the day of the attacks. The lines afterwards allude to the fact that many people saw 9/11 as the end of the world, and some even saw it as a sick attempt at art or a political statement. However, the lyrics take a turn with the line, "Does it even matter to me?" He stated briefly after releasing the song that this line is meant to represent the generations born after the attack and our inability to fully understand the horrors of that day. Hawley wanted to convey the idea that there are people that feel a sense of apathy towards 9/11 because, to put it simply, they weren't there. The song then goes on to say, "I was in the hearing, bumming a humble clearing from Caligula in his Shangri-La." Caligula was a wealthy Roman emperor, and a Shangri-La is another word for paradise. This line is another outsider's perspective, recalling where they were on the day. The metaphors for wealth and paradise represent a sense of survivor's guilt Hawley faced, knowing that no matter where he was at the time, it was paradise compared to where the victims were. The song also goes on to reference the political divide following 9/11 and the themes of mistrust and xenophobia and rocking the boat that were so prevalent in 2001. He then finishes that thought with the simple line, "Ladies and gentlemen, please." This line may seem like a small space filler, but trust me when I say it's not. "Ladies and gentlemen, please" is what I believe to be a direct call out to the generation born after the attacks, the generation who really only ever experienced them through a dusty television rolled into the classroom on whatever Tuesday September 11th fell on. The children watching the aftermath, the ones not seeing it live on the day, they are the ladies and gentlemen. This is meant to signify that every person ages 20 and under now has only experienced this event through the means of film and media. It brings back the idea that none of them were really there, and because of that, sadly, many have grown detached. To them, it's only a bad dream, it's only a distant history, despite it not even really being so distant. This audience is who Holly wrote the song for, and here's why I believe that. The controversy of this piece comes from the style of music it utilizes and the video that accompanies it. The music is nothing but footage from the attacks and individuals jumping off the World Trade Center in a grayscale overlaid with colorful puppets singing the song. At times, the puppets are shown jumping right along with the victims. It's disturbing to say the least, and the people that viewed it saw nothing more than a bad attempt at mockery of the events. The song itself is in a zany techno style, akin to children's songs from an animated movie or perhaps video game music. For this reason, its message wasn't taken seriously, and it just added to the anger people felt towards the video and the music. Holly merely put together what felt right for him. He genuinely had no idea that the song would spark public outrage that it did, and he thought everyone would see it as a touching tribute it was intended to be. Or perhaps outrage was the intention. The first time I saw this music video, I felt physically ill. I could not even watch it all the way through until my second viewing. My brother, who was with me at the time, said, "Turn that off. I never want to see that video again in this house." It filled me with a sense of dread, and I just had to know more. The comments on the video had long since been disabled, so I dug through website after website until I found more information on the song's creator. Holly speaks mostly by proxy these days due to his own privacy, and a friend who worked with him on the song, Rob Cantor, stated that the song was in fact intended to be a respectful memoriam. I was puzzled at first, but then I understood just why Holly made the video the way he did. I personally believe this whole song to be a story told through the lens of someone from my generation who wasn't there, or somebody who was very, very young at the time the events took place. The lyrics of the song are serious and heavy, but the style and video have a sort of apathetic overlay with the puppets and techno. It just doesn't feel right. And to be more specific, it feels staged. I believe this is all a nod to the idea that Generation Z doesn't feel connected to this tragedy the way others do. 9/11 is to them as Pearl Harbor is to anyone born after World War II. This can cause them to have a warped perspective of the events because they never truly saw it. This music video, however, caused me sleepless nights and a genuine sense of dread and fear. I had never seen 9/11 depicted that way. I had no idea that the video was supposed to be in reference to the way I saw it. Like the Reddit comment stated, that was the first time I'd ever felt like I was seeing the events in their full tragedy. In conclusion, Variations on a Cloud was a 9/11 tribute song that caused uproar on the internet for its content. It was created by a man with an artistic vision that causes him to see the world differently, and through his eyes, others can see it in a new perspective as well. After listening to this song, seeing its video, and learning its message, I felt I saw the gravity of these September attacks for the first time, despite having learned about it for years. Those initial feelings of anger and illness will stick with me, and this song is a rabbit hole of metaphor that will continue to be deciphered and interpreted by those who search for its deeper meaning. Thank you for watching.